Have you ever wondered what really separates a good coder from a truly great system architect? It's not just about writing clean code. Nope, there's a whole other level, a set of secret weapons that let the best engineers build the systems that pretty much run our world. Today, we're opening up that toolbox.
So what is it? What's the secret sauce? How can some systems handle a tsunami of traffic like it's nothing, while others just completely fall apart under pressure? The answer isn't one thing. It's a handful of core principles that, honestly, are like superpowers.
And this quote just nails it. We're moving past the pure science of algorithms and getting into the art of architecture. It's about having good judgment, it's about creativity, and it's about seeing the bigger picture of how a system needs to live and breathe and grow over time. Because at the end of the day, the best engineers don't just write code. They wield these powerful foundational principles. And that's the difference between building something that lasts a week and building something that lasts a decade. And today, we're cracking open the vault.
All right, welcome to the Architect's Arsenal. We're about to break down the 5 secret weapons, the core superpowers that every single top-tier engineer has absolutely mastered to build world-class systems.
First on the list is the power of pretty much infinite growth, scalability. This is the superpower that lets your system handle that crazy overnight success story. It's all about being ready for 1 million people to show up at your door tomorrow.
So, at its core, scalability just means your system's performance doesn't fall off a cliff when the number of users or the amount of data just explodes. More load comes in, but the experience for everyone stays just as fast and just as reliable.
Think about it like a restaurant. If a massive crowd suddenly shows up, a scalable restaurant doesn't just make the line longer, no way. It instantly opens up a new dining room, or maybe even a whole new branch to serve everybody without a hitch. That's the goal.
But how do you actually get that kind of growth? Well, there are 2 main paths. You can scale vertically, which means building one huge, superpowered server, kind of like hiring one super chef. But that's got its limits. The real secret to massive, global scale growth is scaling horizontally, adding an army of smaller servers that all work together. That's how you build an empire.
Okay, so a system that can scale is great, but it has to be dependable, right? This brings us to our next dynamic duo, availability and reliability. You can think of these as the powers of being unbreakable. Because what good is a system that can handle 1 million users if it's down when they all show up? Availability is simple. Is the light on? It's just the measurement of your system's uptime. And for users, this is everything. I mean, if your favorite app is down for even a minute, you notice. Millions of people notice. The gold standard you always hear about is 4 nines. That's 99.99% uptime. Sounds pretty close to perfect, right? Well, get this. That still allows for about 52 minutes of total downtime over an entire year. That's the insane level of perfection that elite systems are shooting for. Now, reliability is availability's twin sibling. It's not just about being on. It's about being correct. A reliable system isn't going to lose your data or charge your credit card twice, even when things are going a little haywire behind the scenes. It's all about trust.
So, how do you become unbreakable? Well, you need our third superpower, fault tolerance. This is the power to heal. It's the art of expecting things to fail and designing a system that can take a hit and just keep on going.
The hard truth of any big system is that failures aren't an if, they are a when. A server is going to crash. A network connection will drop. A fault-tolerant design just accepts that this is going to happen and builds in safeguards so that one broken piece doesn't sink the whole ship.
It's exactly like having a spare tire in your car. When you get a flat, your trip isn't over. You have a backup plan ready to go that lets you keep moving. Fault tolerance is basically the system's spare tire.
And engineers have a whole toolkit for this. A huge one is redundancy, just having multiple copies of servers, so if one goes down, another one can take over instantly. There's also graceful degradation, where the system might drop non-essential features under stress, like turning off video previews to keep the main service running. And of course, automatic retries, which just try an operation again if there's a temporary glitch. It's all about getting rid of any single point of failure.
And now for our last and maybe the most overlooked superpower of all, maintainability. This is the power of foresight, building a system that's not just a work of art today, but is easy for other engineers to understand, fix, and improve for years to come. A maintainable system is simple, it's clean, it's well organized. And why is this so critical? Because most of the cost and the effort of a system isn't in the initial build, it's in the years and years of keeping it running. This superpower saves time, it saves money, and it saves everyone's sanity.
Think about a car with a super clean, logically laid out engine versus a total chaotic mess of tangled wires. One is a dream for a mechanic to work on, the other is an absolute nightmare. A maintainable system is that clean engine.
So, there we have it, our 5 secret weapons: scalability, availability, reliability, fault tolerance, and maintainability. But just having superpowers isn't enough. The real question is, which one do you use and when?
And here it is. This is the ultimate secret. True mastery isn't about trying to max out every single one of these powers at the same time. That's literally impossible. It's about the art of the trade-off. It's about knowing that sometimes you might have to sacrifice a little bit of performance to get bulletproof reliability. Knowing how and when to make those calls, that's the real art form.
And that really brings us to the core lesson here. Great engineering isn't about a checklist of fancy technologies or who can draw the most complex diagram on a whiteboard. It's about judgment. It's about deeply understanding these fundamental powers and making smart choices to build not the fanciest system, but the right system for the problem at hand. And that is the true secret weapon.